Hi guys, welcome back to day 3 of exponent rules. So on Monday what we did problems like 1, 2, and 3. So when you have the same variable bases, you add exponents. Then on Tuesday what we did is we kind of kicked that up a notch. So now we did problems like 7, 8, and 9. So what happens if you have multiple variables with the same exponents? Well, you still only combine the exponents of your variables. And then if you have coefficients like you do on 8, that 4, and that 3, you multiply the coefficients together. The same thing on number 9 with 7 and 9, you multiply the coefficients together, just like you normally would, okay? So that kind of sums up product property. So today what we're going to do is talk about division. So what happens when you have the same variable on top and bottom? This is called quotient property. So again, what we're doing today is going to be called quotient property. Okay? So if you need to look that up or see anything, or on the notes that I have posted, that's the thing we're focusing on today is quotient property. So we're going to do problems like number 4, 5, and 6 today. We'll get to problems like 10 through 14 the next day. So what happens here? Well, on number 4, a couple different things are going on there. So if I'm looking at number 4 problem, I could rewrite that problem like this. 4 m's on top and 3 m's on bottom. Because the exponent just tells me how many I have. Then mathematically, if it's the same thing top and bottom, like 2 over 2 or 3 over 3, they cancel. So what am I left with? I'm left with 1m on top. So that's my answer. You can always write it out, but if you look at number 5, it's n over 9 over n over 13, and that's a lot of n's to write out. I don't really want to do that. So another thing you could do is you can always subtract. So we take our exponents. Because my bases are the same, I can subtract them, and I get m to the first. Okay? Or the last thing I could do is say, where do I have more? I have 4 on top and 3 on bottom. I have more on top. I have 1 more on top. So there's 3 different ways to kind of attack this problem. All gives you m to the first. So let's look at number 5. So number 5 says n to the 9th over n to the 13th. Well, that's a lot going on there. I like to say, where do I have more? I have 9 on top. I have 13 on bottom. So I have 4 more on bottom. If I don't have anything on the top to put there, there's always an imaginary 1, and I subtract it. So again, I have 9 on top and 13 on bottom. So I have 4 more on bottom. Okay? And then let's look at number 6. So number 6 says, okay, you have 22 on top and 21 on bottom. So I have 1 more on top. I can always put that 1 there, but I definitely don't have to. So I have p to the first. So when you're dividing, a couple things you can do. Like on number 4, you can write out 4m's over 3m's, cross them out. I can always subtract, but sometimes you're going to talk about negative exponents there, and we're going to talk about those next week. Or, where do I have more? Like on number 5, I have 9 n's on top and 13 n's on bottom, so I have 4 more n's on bottom. Okay? So hopefully that helped. Those problems are similar to number 3 and 4 on your homework. So you should be able to complete numbers 1 through 6 on your homework after today's lesson, and we'll talk about problems 7 and 8 tomorrow. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for stopping by.